Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown.
This is Alpha.
And this is The Art of Letting Go.
Letting go. Letting go.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm doing real good. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Before we started, I wanted to put it out there to any businesses, any people. We are homeless right now. You see, we outside recording. We homeless right now.
Straight up.
We looking for places to record. If you would like for us to record at your business, if you would like to sponsor your business to us or your space to us to record, we will definitely love to do that. And we would love to also promote your business while we there.
Absolutely.
You know?
Reach us at the Art of Letting Go podcast at gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Please hit us up. In all seriousness, we would love
Yeah.
to collaborate and work with somebody. So please hit us up and let us know what's good.
Yeah, man. Today, I kind of wanted to continue with our conversation from last week as far as, letting go of the past and embracing this new life because, even with my own life, I feel like those two paths are meeting in the middle.
Absolutely.
And now they're walking one path.
Yeah.
And, it feels a bit scary because it's so new, but at the same time, it feels like the only way.
Absolutely. And I feel like, too, because I feel the exact same way. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And, we both wearing green, so I feel like
yeah. Yeah.
It's something with that. But I feel like in that, too, like, even though these two beaten paths are now meeting each other, there's some stuff that I need to let go, maybe on each side.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
To make it really work. Because right now, I'm in a lane that I don't all the way fit. Like, I'm overflowing on each side.
Yeah.
In the lane that I'm in. And I just want to be comfortable in the lane that I'm in. So I'm trying to figure out how to navigate and how to create around that.
And I guess to fill the listeners in on what we're talking about. So, last week we were talking about seeing ourselves one way.
Right.
And being another way today. So basically growth and accepting your growth and not allowing yourself to be who you once were if it's not conducive to who you are today. And I definitely recognize that in myself a lot. I recognize patterns just from trauma in my life that have taught me to be a certain way that no longer services who I am today.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle because it's been for so long that way that now I have to learn a new way of how to live my life.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I was talking to somebody else, BJ, shout out to Can I Be Vulnerable?
Yeah.
By BJ Williams. It's a dope show. But I was talking to him, man, and I had come to the realization that, like, I was depressed for a really long time, right?
Yeah.
And so I conquered all, like, the big hurdles and the big hills of why I was depressed, like what factored into my depression, like who factored into my depression.
Yeah.
And I found a way to get out of it. So I thought I was good, but I wasn't paying attention to all the underlying things that are actions or the way that I started to be because of my depression.
Yeah.
And so there were so many other things that I haven't dealt with. Like the major things are cool. Like, okay, like I know how not to be depressed anymore on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? It definitely comes up, but I'm not always like that. But like the way that I act sometimes, or the way that I am towards somebody, or the way that I feel sometimes, it's still linked to that because I haven't dealt with the underlying things that came from the depression. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, now I'm in a ways where my life is moving in a way where I have to deal with that.
So how do you deal with those things?
First is to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm in a constant process of talking to myself and revisiting how I'm acting now, how I acted in the past, how I acted when I got over my depression, and who am I really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because those are 4 totally different, 5 totally different lives.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, it's not even like those are just different versions of myself. Those were different lives that I lived within this one life. And so I need to figure out, like, who am I going to be today, and how do I let go of all of that shit so I can really focus on and intentionally be who it is that I choose to be. And it's my choice. Like, that's the thing. Like, I finally feel like I'm at a point in my life where I get to choose. And my feelings don't get to choose. My depression don't get to choose. My family don't get to choose. I get to choose who I want to be.
And that's a beautiful feeling, man. That's basically what I was trying to explain to, these incoming Xavier students is that, at this point in your life, it's all up to you. Your whole life you probably tried to appease your parents.
Right.
And now you have to appease yourself.
Right.
You're playing one on none. You know what I'm saying? And, my life in the last couple of years, because I think I revert to school a lot and sports a lot. But as far as school, I would do just enough to get a B, just enough to get an A.
Right.
But I wasn't doing 100%.
Yeah.
I was doing 91%. And now what I recognize, those taught me really fucked up habits because there's only pass and fail.
Right.
And if you give it 91%, that's not a pass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, with everything I'm doing now, I'm really trying to go 100%.
That's real.
With it all.
That's
and,
real.
There is no fail when you do that. There's only lessons.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm picking up on those lessons. Like, because some of it is you go 100% at something so much, you learn a lesson that you didn't expect to learn and that you didn't want to learn.
Absolutely.
But it's like, all right, I learned it though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do with it? It's like it's one thing to learn a lesson, and it's something totally different to do what you go do with that lesson you learn. You know what I'm saying? Because I can learn a lesson, bro, and I've done it so many times in my life. I'll learn a lesson, and I still keep doing the same shit because it's comfortable.
And that's kind of practice. You might have to keep learning that one
until
you master it.
I didn't even think about it like that. That's real. That's super real. Yeah, man. So it's a process, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it though. Like, I'm happy for it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really life. I met a girl, bro. I met up with my cousin last night, and I met a girl. We were talking. The three of us were talking. It's at a bar. She worked there, and she told us that she went to art school. She was studying to be an actress.
Yeah.
And she came out and she said that she had cancer. She discovered she had cancer while she was going through that. And so I'm listening to her, and she's like, yeah, normally it's a downer in a conversation. And as soon as she said that, I was like, what did you learn from that? What did you learn from having cancer? Like, I've never talked to anybody about that. Normally you hear about the success story and the, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got over it. Like, that's great. Like, you're doing all of this in your life. But what did you really learn from that? You know what I'm saying? And she was able to really, like, she had to take a step back and think about it. Like, what did I learn from that? And she was like, I learned tolerance. Damn. I learned patience. I learned that I value things in life, but I don't value things in life. And they'll be the same exact thing, you know what I'm saying, at different times. And so as she was talking, I was just like, man. And by the end, the reason why I brought that up is because at the end of it, it was like, for her, people are like, oh, you got through it, you defeated it. And she was like, I didn't defeat anything. Like, it was just a part of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it's just life. Everything is just life. No matter what it is you're going through, where you're at, it's just life. And you got to learn how to cope with it and deal with it and get through it, because life happens to everybody.
Like, we all have our own individual experiences.
Right.
And that's the simplest way to put it. Like, your experiences are not going to be the same as mine. Your experiences are not going to be the same as your child,
right? Your
wife, your parents, none of that.
Right.
Like, your experiences are your experiences.
And even if we do have, like me and you, we can go and do the same thing and be in the same place, but we're having two totally different experiences. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? And I think that's good to highlight too. Like, we're both sitting here doing the art of letting go, but our minds are going to different places. Our hearts are going to different places. When we're talking about certain things, we're talking to a particular person maybe, or we're just talking to ourselves. Like, it's dope, man. And I'm just happy to be living life, because one day, maybe when I'm gone, it'll all make sense. But one day it'll make sense to me, because right now I'm like, just trying to figure it out.
And it's the thing, man. I don't know if it'll ever make sense. You know, I don't know. You know, I used to, when I was young, I used to subscribe to heaven and hell. Mm-hmm. And being that my life has been so continuous, I think it just continues after this. So it's like, you know, you may leave this realm and go to some other whatever, and just continuously just keep living this motherfucker. Because if it's all these different, now we getting on some different shit. But if it's all these different dimensions and all this other shit, like, it's got to continue. It may never stop.
Right.
So it's like I'm gonna continuously go through shit.
Absolutely. I believe that. I can concur with that.
So it's
I
like
can agree with that.
Create your heaven while you're here.
But heaven is supposed to be here, bro.
Yeah.
Like I can admit openly that I have not been the most devout Christian in the last year and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like I can openly admit that, and I'm working my way back into getting into a relationship with God that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But oh man, I lost my train of thought. It's crazy. But I wanted to say that I'm trying to figure it out, because like the whole thing you talked about, heaven and hell and all of this different stuff, like I'm still on that.
Yeah.
I'm still on heaven and hell, and all of this stuff exists. But I'm also, that's what I was talking about. Heaven is, you are supposed to create heaven within yourself. Like heaven is on earth, because for me and how I believe, if Christ lives within me and I can experience things as Christ experienced, that's like, come on, man. Like, why can't I create my own heaven?
Right.
Why can't I create it? And yeah, things are going to go hard. I mean, heaven is supposed to be perfect, but maybe going through shit is perfect.
Yeah.
Because you learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe the things that I have to go through, the tests and the trials and the tribulations and all of these different biblical words, maybe that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because I get to, if I take advantage of them, if I pay attention enough to make changes, to reroute, to rethink, to recalibrate who I am in those moments, maybe that's what my perfection really, that's where it all lies. You know what I'm saying? But we really got to take a chance to look at that, because I've been so used to just floating through life, bro.
Yeah.
And going to working a 9 to 5, and then going home and doing my music, and then struggling to do this and have, you know what I'm saying, spending time with my wife, and just the mundane way to live. And I don't have to live like that, man.
Yeah.
I don't have to live like that. I have to do things to support myself. I have to provide for my family, but I don't have to live like that mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I'm at, like trying to figure out mentally how I can feel better about myself, spiritually how I can feel better about myself, emotionally, and make an active decision to be that way.
I feel that, man. I definitely do.
Like, I just don't see any other way to make it work. Heaven is supposed to be, I feel like heaven is supposed to be here. But you have to accept that where you are is still in heaven. You can still have peace in whatever it is that you're going through. Like, you can still find love in the most hated, opposing place ever in life, because it's all in you. Peace is in me. Love is in me. Faith is in me. God is in me. So I can find all of that in me.
Yeah.
If I allow myself to. If I don't let all this other shit distract me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what I feel like it's supposed to be, man. And I'm just gonna run with it until God show me something else.
I feel that.
Like straight up, bro. I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it, man. Like God has been working on me, man. He's really been working on me, and I want it.
Yeah.
Like I want what he's doing. I'm not afraid to take what he's giving.
Yeah.
Even though it's scary as hell. Like I'm scared shitless.
Hey man, but you know, following what you believe, following the faith, that's what's gonna get you there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, well, you asked me, like, what do you think you do to get past some of the things that you feel like you need to get through? Like, how do you knock off some of this overwhelming on both ends?
Talking, man. Like, talking is probably one of the, like, just communicating.
Yeah.
Is one of the most beautiful things that I learned how to do, because it be so much going on up here that if I don't get it out, it's gonna fuck me up.
Right.
And it stresses me out. It fucks with my stomach. Like, I have health issues because of stress.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I can't stress. So I have to communicate with people.
Yeah.
Regardless of what is going to come out of that communication, it has to happen in order for me to feel well.
That's a dope place to be.
Yeah, man.
Because you got to let go a lot of fear to communicate sometimes.
Absolutely. And I'm not going to say I'm just immediate with it, but at the same time, I work towards it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it may take me a couple of days, but I'm going to say what the fuck I have to say.
Right.
In order to, you know, feel good. I got to piss real quick. Got to take a break. Ooh, sorry for that interruption.
It's all good. It's needed. It's a part of life. Life goes on.
Yeah, man. But, you know, for me, talking is a way for me to work through things, and you know, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Still learning what works for me and what doesn't work for me, and I'm cool with that. Like, you know, I feel like life is all about learning. So
absolutely,
you know.
absolutely. Talking is it's important, man, and a part of talking is knowing who to talk to and when to talk.
Yeah,
because you could talk to the wrong nigga about something, man. It's like you don't get nothing from the conversation.
Yeah,
and you could talk to an absolute stranger and they just change your whole life. You know what I'm saying? So just being open to that. But I think that's dope, man. I think I'm gonna stop saying I think so much too. I'm gonna try to make that a part of my life. Like, stop thinking and just do.
No.
I know. But yeah, man, that's it. I feel like I had a little rant.
No, it's all good.
I feel like Kanye.
I think we said everything that we really needed to say. I would love to know how you guys work through your things, and
absolutely,
you know, what do you do? I would love to hear that.
Yeah, and I said it again. I know that creating a community around anything that you got going works. So if we got a community of communicators, great. If we got a community of believers, great. Like, let's try to get in community with each other more and figure out what all this really means. And I feel like the more minds we have together, the better off we'll be.
Yeah, man.
Because Mike be telling me some stuff. I'd be like, you know what? You was right, bro. So, you know, definitely we appreciate the support. We appreciate y'all checking us out. But we want y'all to be a part of this.
Yeah.
As opposed to just checking it out, you know? So.
Shoot, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Alfpha Presents, ALFPHA_presents on all social media. You can find the Art of Letting Go podcast on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. That's not on Tidal yet. We still trying to. What's up, Tidal?
We getting there. Jay-Z, holla at us.
Right. Google Talks and YouTube. And where can the people find you at? Oh, you can find Queen still on all streaming services.
Yes.
The project is still going. I'm getting a lot of love and support behind it. I really appreciate everybody that's been able to check it out. Yeah, man. Where can people find you at?
Before I say that, I'm 70 days in, no smoking weed.
Hey.
But the ganja behind us smells amazing.
It does.
But you can find me at Just Mike Brown on all social media.
Mm-hmm.
You can find me at primomiguel.com for all artistic endeavors. You can find Just Mike Beats for all beats. If you're an artist, if you are a company looking for some background music, whatever you are looking for, I have it all for you.
Facts.
That is where you can find me.
All right, man. Let's go and get up out of here.
This is Mike Brown.
This is Alpha.
And this is the Art of Letting Grow.
Letting grow. Letting grow.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
Peace.